Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad and Queen Jolene's on the camera. It's the next day. The primer is nice and dry. We've got it all on there. I've been checking it out where I have put the primer on with the brush, and you can check it out, or Jolene can check it out and show you. But right now, I'm finished priming, I'm thinking, and I want to put guide coat on it. You've seen me guide coat before. Usually I use that can and guide coat it. Haven't got any. I was into the store the other day and the can was $35.99. I was thinking, I'll just hold up on that. I found some black base that I've had in the cupboard for quite a while. And generally you usually have black base around because you're usually painting something black. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some black base up, and I can have it just as thin can be. And the reason being is I'm going to use it for guide coat. And you can do the exact same thing. And it does not have to be black. It does not have to be. You can have red, you can have green, you can have blue. All you want to do is be able to see anything or help you guide any mistakes or anything. I have a little cup of thinner there. I just poured some thinner in that. You wouldn't want to drink that, just a little bit of thinner. And I got a little bit of black base. I'm going to dump some base in there. How much am I going to use? We'll go that much. I'm just going to 50-50 that up. Why not? See what happens. We'll give her a little stir. It's really thin. You can tell how it drops off the paint gun to drip, 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 drip. If it was thick, it would run off. Got a new gun. I probably will wash this gun out with thinner after because it's just base in there right now, and I'll wash it out because I'll probably end up maybe using this gun to paint the car with. Alrighty. I'm not sure if I turned the hose on. So basically I'm just going to shoot a light coat over the whole thing so I can get some help sanding it off. I blocked this car once. And I blocked it with an 80 grit. You watched me do it with a guide coat. It's about the only time that I blocked this car. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you the process. I'm going to guide coat this, and I'm going to finish sanding it with a DA. I'm not going to block it anymore, I don't think. I'm going to put a mask on just for, it's going to get going here. You might want to put a mask on too, sweetheart. Fina, we'll let her outdoors if she wants to go.
Make more, I guess. Yeah, get some more thinner.
See a fog coming, but we should be okay. It should dry pretty quick. It's just the base. I'm going to open up the door.
Jolene again. How's everybody doing?
That's better. A little bit more. You want to get on the back side of me and do inside the door? Just going to knock the pressure down some.
So that's it for that. Basically got it blacked out. It's just a guide coat. Now you can imagine, I'm not sure, there's more than one way to guide coat a car. You can do it with the can, $35 or whatever. You can grab some base that's left over from some paint that you've used before, or there's a dust one that you can have and put on. I have not tried the dust one yet. I probably should try it sometime, but basically the car is guide coated. I'm going to let it set for a little tiny bit. I might go around a couple little places. I see little places where I'm light in here with the guide coat. And the guide coat is put inside the fenders, inside the doors, and the reason it's put inside there to let us know if it's sanded. If I don't guide coat it, and that side, I do not really know if it's all sanded. You would think it might be sanded, but when you have the guide coat on it, it'll tell you because that's going to come off. got to come off. And that's what we'll do. We'll make sure it all comes off. The first guide coat is for 220. So this is 220. I'm going to do it with the DA. Places I can't do with the DA, I'll do with a hand or a block, basically. And that'll be the first go around. And then I'll guide coat it again. We'll show you again. We'll guide coat it again, and we'll do that 400, and then we'll be ready to paint. I'm thinking that we're going to sand it all down, and that way there, when I paint the inside of the doors and the trunk and all that stuff, it'll all be sanded and ready to rock and roll. I won't have to, tape it up and sand it, have dirt flying again. Once it's sanded, it's over. We'll paint it, and we'll go from there. Doug is cleaning out Jolene's Bugatti, and the reason being is the inside of the old Hudson looks so good. That sort of stuff there, Doug is going for and getting it done for us, which we really appreciate because it has to be done. It's sort of a one-person job to get inside that car and do something because it's so small and everything is so sharp. So Doug is cleaning it up on the inside, taping it off, get it ready to rock and roll. Maybe we'll do something that after a bit to make somebody happy. And her name is Jolene, my queen. I'm just going to put a little bit more on her here. The guide coat is on. Now it's sanding time. Alrighty, guide coat's on. We just took a little pause, let everything heal here. The guide coat's on. I'm going to show you how I'm going to sand it off. I have the DA ready, and that's a dual action sander. It goes around and back and forth. You'll see it when I start using it. I have a brand new roll of 220 there, and that's what I'm going to DA the car off with. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to take you over and show you what Doug has been doing. We have never cleaned the inside of this car whatsoever. And what happens is generally the roof always gets last. And Doug's got that job of cleaning the roof off. You can actually see.
This is the definition of fun.
Dirty Doug.
Dirty Doug I am.
So we can see where the roof was cut in half and about welded together. I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit, You can see where it's been welded together inside. But Doug is cleaning that up, getting it ready to rock and roll. We're going to end up doing some painting or
do the whole inside.
The whole inside. We're going to black this bad boy out and get it seam sealed or taped off, whatever I decide. But we're going to go for it. And before it has to be done, it has to be cleaned. And Doug's,
I can't wait to drive it.
Doug's.
Yep. Everything I work on, I expect I get to drive it. It's kind of fun, right? I expect to drive it. Okay.
You know what expectation leads to, don't you, Doug?
Disappointment.
Disappointment. So I have a small D8 here too. I'm going to get Jolene to contact our local Napa store and see if I can get a Velcro pad. I can't see where I can get it off. So I'm going to get a Velcro pad so I can put a sticky pad on it, because that's what I have for sandpaper is the sticky pads, and that's what I like to use, basically because, let's bring over I have a Porta cable sander. When I first went to do body work, that's what they had there, and you did a lot of work with them. They do not give up, like, if you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you use power tools, sometimes they slow down, go back and forth a little bit. This here, being electric, does not slow down. It'll work you all day. It's a 6-inch orbital. It's the exact same thing that we picked up Jimbo for Christmas. It was a late gift, but it's the exact same thing. It was just, I seen it for sale, and it seemed to be reasonable, cheap compared to what I pay for them, and they're a good tool. I like them. They actually come as a polisher, is actually what it is, and I use it for sanding everything. You just buy the pad and put it on. So this is a roll of 220. I'm going to dry sand this. I know a lot of people wet sand. I dry sand. I did a little bit of wet sanding, I guess, when it comes to polishing, maybe sometimes, but in all honesty, I generally dry sand everything. I'm going to take this with me because I'm just going to actually peel and chuck. Did you want to get in a different position to watch this? We're going to turn the fan on. Just don't want to lay that down on its side because it bends the sandpaper on it. That's all. I'm going to turn the fan on because it's going to get quite dusty in here. Generally, you do not, I shouldn't say generally, but the ideal thing would be to sand this car out off somewhere else. That would be the ideal thing. But, you know, it's in here. It's the only place I have right at the present moment. And I'm going to sand it off and then we'll deal with it later. But there's probably, you should write in a comment who paints, where they do the work, basically. What I hate about a mask, if you wear glasses and you want to see something, your glasses usually fog up and it's pain in the arse. I'm actually going to grab a pad to kneel on. That pad anywhere's near, Doug, you know?
What?
The mechanic pad.
No, I don't know where it is.
Okay. I know where it's at. It's underneath the hood. So I guess I'm not going to use it. I guess the hood needs padding instead of me.
Found it!
Yeah, I did. All right, we're just going to go for it. 220, getting ready to, first step to getting ready, the primer ready for the paint for me. So I just 220, 400, and then I'm okay for a single stager thing. On a base clear, you would definitely want to go finer, that's for sure. We'll start it on the car and stop it on the car if we can. Something about this here, as I'm doing this, you can see exactly, is this if I'm doing body work, you can see what's going on. This is the highest part of the primer, and this is the lowest part because there's not much going on there. You see how it's low there. I'm not feeling bad about that because that's where the chrome comes and goes around, and that's where it hits on the chrome, no doubt in my mind. But you can see I'm doing the exact same thing with this as if I was doing with a block. I'm doing the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Do not like when the sandpaper gathers up. And I guess actually what I stopped was, wouldn't it be nice, I don't know if you've ever done it before or not, but sand with air. So if you're sanding something and you have an air hose while you're sanding it, it sands twice as fast. It just keeps all the dust blown away from the underneath the sandpaper, and it lets the sandpaper makes the sandpaper last twice as long, and you sand faster. Wouldn't it be nice if they would hook some air to a sander so it blew the dust away from while you're sanding? It would be nice. I think there's one that collects it, but I want to blow it away, not collect it. Just like a block, crisscrossing it back and forth all over the whole thing, taking out any black stuff so it looks like that. That's my sander whistling. I'm going to blow it out. Get going here. paper's slowing down, so I'm going to tear it off. If your paper's not working, get rid of it. I'm going to do this before I go any further. Just going to put a piece of tape on the edge of that fender, on the edge of the door. And the reason I'm going to put a piece of tape on it because I don't want my DA to hit it. Nice tape. Cheap tape, she said I'll get. I'll get some cheap tape. That's just so I don't hit the door with the edge of the sander. Now, as I'm sanding this, you're watching it come off. Ask yourself, you know, what do you think was, I guess this is all about how fast I can do it. And that's the reason why I'm using it, because I know it's faster than doing it by hand. Them spots are there from the gun. It splattered on it, and it's just primer. Just going to sand it off. Going to get down here and do the bottom. Everything's nice and flat and smooth, no guide coat showing. Should be right on the money. Next trip on that fender, we'll sand maybe a lot of this by hand. I would do it with the DA, the small DA with the air really quick, but I'm not going to do it with that one. Probably have to run a block on that or sand it by hand because it's round there. What I want, tape. So we'll just take this off and put this on the other side. Clean that off. Just so we're not digging at either fender, you know. Not too bad. Holding this machine flat at all times. Holding this machine flat at all times. Making sure the guide coat goes away. Crisscrossing it back and forth. I basically want to get this flattened out. I don't want to get in here too much because the DA is going to hit the fender there because it's out just a little bit. I'm not blocking everything together because it doesn't fit that way. We have a fender issue here coming out a little bit. We are painting a car, not gapping and lining everything up, so we basically just don't want to hit each other there. Let's face it, if you were going further than what I'm going, then that's when you would start doing the blocking of this line together. Not going there. We are painting it to have fun with it. But I'll probably run a little block down that edge. Now I'm going to work my way back and flatten it all off. Pretty good. It don't look like any issues to me on that door. It looks pretty fair what the shade looks like, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. You can see right here. See the guide coat in there? Trying to work that primer down so we get that guide coat out. Basically it. Try another new piece. Gonna have to use the product to get it done. And what helps too is that the whole car was primed as one flood, basically. And it helps when you're going to sand something down to make it, paint it and make it look good, because it's all got one flood on it. You can sort of bring it all together. When you have one spot here, one spot there, one spot up there, that's when it becomes difficult, because then you have an issue, have a, you know, all the way around that have a problem. When you've covered the whole thing, you sort of can bring it together nicer. And also, when I'm doing this, like, you know, when I'm sanding this down with the DA, I'm saying that I'm happy with it because I see the exact same thing as if I blocked it. I would see the exact same thing, what's going on. So that's what's telling me that my DA thing is, it's okay, because when I sand it down, the block is telling me the exact same thing my DA tells me, where places are. Got a little bit of glide coat showing there, that's all. That's why I keep rubbing it down, keep rubbing it down, keep rubbing it down. Doing the whole door, like the whole spot I'm doing, just keep rubbing it down, keep rubbing it down. And I will get that glide coat off because I'll keep rubbing it around the surrounding area to get it. That's what I'm going for. Nice. Would it help you if I got a light put on this side?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a light back. It would help me.
Hey.
Out comes the...
You can't go on the boat.
You fit!
Yes, I do. That's why I'm going to drive it.
Jolene told you it's always good to have a dream. If you don't have it, it can't come true. Peel that off. You can see it down here where I got a little bit of guide coat showing. Just got to work that a little bit more. And I'm just working it out the whole way. And the reason I'm saying that it's okay is because when I blocked the primer last time with the 80 grit, I felt like I got it straight. I don't feel like 220 and 400 straighten a car that much, to be honest with you. I'm basically polishing the primer. if you've never sanded this primer before, it is very hard. And that's what you want, but it's very hard, and it's hard to get started. I'm just going to take the fender skirt off, sand it separately. I don't want to mess up any edges. It fits the way it fits. Take that one off. I'm going to hit my shins, I know it. There we go. Take that off, set it aside. We'll sand that separately. And that way there's no damaging things. You can see how I'm taking it off. This is exactly what I want. No guide coat and no metal showing and no body fill showing. It's telling me that things should be okay. So far. Just keep checking it all the time, keep scrubbing it. Make sure it's straight. Remember when we started this body work, we did it with a 8-inch DA. So time will tell. Time will tell. Got a little spot right here in the guide coat. You can see it. I just got to keep working it until I get it. Just keep working this area, flatten it out until I get it. Good. Got a piece of sandpaper going. You know, I'll have to use a block in places, obviously, or whatever tool it takes to make it smooth. see right there where I stroked it with the brush, there must have been something there. I just hit some primer on it, stroked it with the brush, probably a pinhole. And any pinholes from here on out, or that's what they're getting, primer like that. Want to stay away from any sharp edge or pieces like that. I want to stay away from that with the DA. I want flat areas that I can rock and roll on. I don't want to get in there on that. That's where I'm going to have to get a little block going on, tape a line, and try to make it straight as possible. Staying away from sharp edges. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Did what it was supposed to. Had a little pinhole right in there where I put primer, sanded it out with no issue, perfect. Had to be careful on that edge there, I didn't want to burn through that edge. That's not what I want to do. You can remember I put more primer on that right there because I want to have some primer on there to work with on that line, just to make sure it's got enough. As I'm going here, you can see it's sanded here, pretty good, empty in the center, so we'll just keep going all the way around it until that comes out. I'm going to stop that instead of hitting that. Holding it flat all the time. Alrighty, there's the quarter panel, the door, and the fender. I've got, the side of it done. I will use whatever it takes to get the rest of it done. No doubt in my mind I'll jump up inside there, DA all the way across. This is a little rough area. I won't probably DA here. Probably run a little block across that and that line. I'll DA the whole roof. Wherever I can, I guess, is where I'm going to DA it, get it nice and smooth. And then all across the back. I can do all across the back with it. Do it very quickly. Anything that's in the primer, just going to sand it out. Got to be careful on that edge. Got to be careful. Do want to see where I'm sanding this? See the edge hitting up here on that primer? I want to be careful doing that because I dig that. It's already sort of got it. I didn't go too far, but what I'm saying is that could be an issue doing that. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. Let's take a look at Doug. We really appreciate it. There's where all my glasses are.
They're back here, man.
There's quite a spot now, isn't it? So we're just going to try to get everything cleared out in the back there. Get it cleaned up the best we can. Get it seam sealed. I don't know if we'll shove Jolene down in there or not, but it could be a good video.
Stuff her down in there, can't we?
Oh, I imagine. She'd probably calm me down in there, no problem whatsoever. We need a vacuum cleaner. The only problem with the vacuum cleaner, as it pulls it out, it sucks it out the ass of it, doesn't it? And it's not good.
Put a little oil on it, put it here for the car. Yeah.
Alrighty, thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it. Come back tomorrow. We'll do some more. I'm sure we'll be going further on that. We might even just work on that, not sure. But I've got sanded to do for a day or two, and that's where it's at. Have a great day, everybody. Come back and we'll be here. See you tomorrow.